Racist cop pulls over a young black teen. Unaware, he's a son of a Supreme Court judge. License and registration, now. The flashlight beam hit 17-year-old Marcus Bellamy straight in the face, blinding him temporarily. His fingers froze on the steering wheel of the dark blue Audi A6, parked neatly on the side of a quiet suburban road just outside Georgetown. He hadn't been speeding. No taillight was out, no music blasting. He was just driving home after late-night SAT tutoring. Still, the cop had his hand on his holster. Marcus kept his voice calm. "Yes, sir. My wallet's in my back pocket. Is it okay if I reach for it?" The officer didn't answer. He stepped closer, his breath visible in the cold night air. "Out of the car, hands where I can see them." Marcus glanced at his phone in the cup holder, screen cracked but still showing 9:32 p.m. He thought about calling his father, but he knew better than to make any sudden moves. He stepped out slowly. "Turn around, hands on the hood." But a shove between the shoulders cut him off. Marcus's cheek hit cold metal. "You people don't learn, do you?" the officer hissed. Marcus could smell the man's breath, cheap coffee and resentment. The cold air tightened around him like a noose. The officer, name tag reading Harkins, patted Marcus down aggressively, yanking the teen's hoodie up like he was a suspect on a TV show. "You fit the description," he muttered. Marcus gritted his teeth. "Of what? I just left tutoring. You can call them. I didn't do anything." "Oh, I'll call someone all right," Harkins said with a sneer, stepping back. "Put your hands behind your back." Click. The handcuffs snapped tight. "You have the right to shut your damn mouth," Harkins said, dragging him toward the squad car. From across the street, a porch light flicked on. An older woman in a robe peered out from behind the blinds, then quickly turned away. Marcus's heart thundered in his chest. Not because he was scared, though he was, but because this wasn't just about him. His dad had warned him, "No matter how clean you are, they'll always see you as a threat first." But Harkins had picked the wrong black kid tonight. In less than an hour, Marcus was sitting in a small cell at the precinct, his wrists bruised and eyes burning. His phone had been taken, his rights ignored. When Harkins finally came back, he wore a grin like he'd just won something. "Funny thing, kid. No priors, no outstanding warrants, no drugs in the car. But you looked nervous. That's enough for suspicion." "Suspicion of what?" Marcus asked, his voice raw. "Driving while black?" Harkins's smirk faded, just a bit. "You can keep running your mouth," he said, walking away. "Or you can wait till your daddy bails you out, assuming he's not locked up too." That was the moment Marcus decided. This won't end here, not like this. 2 hours later, the precinct's front desk received a call. The dispatcher's voice trembled when she passed the message to the captain. "Sir, it's Justice Bellamy." "Supreme Court Justice Bellamy. He says his son was arrested tonight." When Justice Harold Bellamy stormed into the station, his long overcoat billowing behind him, silence followed. No badge outranked a Supreme Court robe, and everyone knew it. "I want to see my son, now." Marcus stood as his father entered, eyes sharp behind his glasses. Harkins, standing in the corner, paled. "You," the justice turned toward the officer, "are in serious trouble." The captain rushed to intercept, but Bellamy raised a hand. "Don't. Not another word." Marcus stepped forward. "Dad, he pulled me over for no reason, made me get out of the car, slammed me, cuffed me, said I fit a description." Bellamy turned slowly to the captain. "Show me the dashcam footage." There might be a delay." "I'll subpoena every frame, every call, every body cam, and if any of it is missing, I'll have a federal investigation opened by morning." The threat wasn't empty. Bellamy had connections, real ones. Judges, senators, investigative reporters. Back home that night, Marcus sat at the kitchen island, still shaking. His father poured him tea the same way his mother used to before she passed. "I'm sorry this happened," Bellamy said, "but maybe now it's time to do something about it." The video leaked 2 days later. Footage showed the stop, the aggression, the language, the lack of any probable cause. A whistleblower inside the department had sent it anonymously to the press. It went viral. Driving while black trended nationwide. Harkins was suspended with pay. The department tried to spin the story, said the officer had reasonable suspicion, but Marcus wasn't done. With the help of his father and a civil rights lawyer, they filed a lawsuit not just against the officer, but the entire department for systemic discrimination. They had data, dozens of similar cases, records of Harkins' previous complaints, all swept under the rug. A hearing was scheduled. The day of the hearing, Marcus wore a charcoal suit and a calm face, but inside, he was a storm. The courtroom buzzed with press, attorneys, and people from all sides of the city. Harkins sat at the defense table, now clean-shaven and wide-eyed, no longer swaggering. When the judge entered, a sharp silence fell. And then, dramatic pause, the judge recused himself. Due to personal involvement, I yield the bench to a guest federal appointee for today's proceeding. The replacement judge walked in, tall, black, female, and very familiar. Justice Helena Boyd, a close friend of Bellamy and fierce advocate for civil rights, took the seat. From that moment, the tide shifted. In the days that followed, the department's internal cover-ups were exposed. Body cam footage mysteriously erased in past cases. Officers protected by unions and lies. And at the center, Harkins with over 20 prior complaints, all ignored. The final blow came from Marcus himself, who read a prepared statement during closing arguments. "I am not your suspect. I am not your threat. I am your future lawyer, your future judge, your future reckoning. You may have pulled me over thinking I was no one, but I come from the people who wrote the law. And now, I'm going to help rewrite the system that allowed you to abuse it." The courtroom stood in stunned silence. Later that week, Harkins was fired, stripped of his badge. Criminal charges filed for falsifying reports and excessive force. The department head resigned. A new oversight committee was formed. Marcus was invited to speak at colleges and town halls across the country. But he didn't do it for fame. He did it because that night, under the flashlight and the cold metal, he swore he wouldn't let another black kid go through what he did. And he meant every word. Disclaimer: this story is a fictional dramatization created for entertainment purposes only.